Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you all my recipe for a curried jackfruit or a curried katahar. It's called such in Trinidad, Fiji, certain parts of India. But if you're wondering why I'm calling jackfruit katahar and not bread nut, you're most likely Guyanese. The whole backstory of this was basically within certain parts of India where Bhojpuri was spoken, jackfruit was known as katahar and in Hindi kathal, not shatain or bread nut. It was non-existent there. With the whole trade of Indian people as they spread to certain other nations, especially to the West Indies, of course with the loss of the language, some of the names will change, and of course resources available at that time. Possibly shatain was the closest thing they could get to katahar, hence the name katahar for shatain there. So I'm going to begin with my recipe. I'm going to start off with 2 cans worth of green or raw katahar. And this is what it looks like. It's 280 grams. I have actually cut it a little bit smaller just so that the cooking process is quicker. To that, I'm going to add some black pepper, some geera or ground roast cumin, some duck and goat or spicy curry powder, and some salt to taste. And then I'm going to go in with some green seasoning, strong green seasoning. And the recipe for all these things, or sorry, the green seasoning is on my channel. And the list of ingredients will be in the description box below. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to allow this to marinate or soak for about anywhere from half an hour to you could leave it in your fridge covered for a day just to make sure it really gets up in there. After it's done marinating, I'm going to go in with some oil. Once that heats up, some geera or cumin seeds whole, and I'm going to go in with my pepper, which you can add to taste, Karuppulay or curry leaf, and some garlic. I'm going to go in with my onion as well, and I'm going to fry this till it starts to look like this. It's gone translucent, got a little brown on the edges, everything has sauteed well. I'm going to go in with my curry powder, my typical traditional curry powder. I'm going to allow this to bhuje or parch or roast until that kind of raw flavor has gone and you could really smell the spices roasting. To which I'm going to add some hot water, some boiling water, and I'm going to let this boil down to a paste. This is your curry paste. At this point, I'm going to go in with my seasoned, marinated jackfruit katahar, and I'm going to begin to let this cook down with a little bit of water because this is not a meat product. This does not release its own water when it's cooking. I'm just going to mix it up really well, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of water, which I actually washed out from the same basin that I had it marinating in. I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to let this cook for 10 minutes, after which you can see it has kind of dried up a bit, began to kind of soften slightly. You really want this cooking process to go through well, so I'm going to add enough water just to cover it, and I'm going to allow it back to steam. I'm going to allow it to cook again. After which you'll notice that it begins shredding on its own, some of the smaller pieces. This is basically what you want with the whole jackfruit. So at this point, I'm going to go in with a little bit more green seasoning. I'm going to go in with some coconut milk, and if you really want, you can add a little bit more water if you feel that your jackfruit is still too tough. I'm going to allow this to cook down for another 15 or so minutes. I'm going to cover it, and afterwards, you'll notice that it has actually started to break down a little bit more. It's only really the bigger pieces that have not mashed up or not shredded on their own yet. So I'm going to go in with the help of my spoon. And I'm going to start mashing up those pieces with the back of my spoon. I'm going to allow this to cook down till everything has kind of become one homogeneous mixture. Everything has kind of mashed together. It looks perfect. I'm going to allow all the extra water to dry out, and this is ready. So I'm going to be serving this today with some basapshat or paratha roti. You could serve this alongside anything. It's one of the more popular foods that you'll find at prayers or weddings, called prayers food or seven curry in Guyana. And this is very similar to the shatain. It is really, really, really good for vegetarians. My sister's a vegan. She really loves this. I'm a vegetarian. I like it too. So make sure you try out my recipe. Let me know how it turns out in the comments below, and thank you all for watching my video.